Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another spirit message and tip, and this is just for us on the channel. And that is why I chose the Three of Cups from the illustrated, what is this, the Illuminated 2 BBD deck. I'll put the link to her website. I know a lot of people love this deck whenever I use a card from it. But please know, this card represents community, and that's why I chose it. So there's many more people than just three people when you're looking at this card. Imagine a lot of people, and not just women, all genders and tons of people in this card. But this card represents community, and this is for us. This is for us, a message for just us on the channel that I wanted to share, for speaking and sharing for real here. This is for us. Speaking and sharing for real here spiritually is so validating in itself. And this is a message for those that have been on the channel, if you just came or have been here for years. This message is to be shared, and I wanted to include a lot of things in here, and I'll put it in the description box. But this is for us. Speaking and sharing for real here spiritually is so validating in itself. And I honestly find this one of the most important things while doing this channel for the number of years I've done it. Not just what is shared here, not just what is shared here by us all, but just the fact that we do get to feel free to speak and share. Yeah, just to get a chance to feel free to speak and share all about real spiritual experiences. That just that act itself is just so therapeutic and validating in itself. And yeah, I mean, those words are just an understatement. It is just so therapeutic and validating in itself, just to be free to speak and share about all these real spiritual experiences and do that. I just want to share more on this because this comes up so much in the comments too, and you guys can't all see each other's comments the way that I do. So I want to sum it up here so we all know for sure we are not alone in all that we are experiencing, and we are not alone in that there are not many places to share what we are all experiencing for real. And just the fact that we can all here share that and speak that is extremely validating and supportive. For all of us, and me included. And I just want to show what is so amazing, what common themes that run through the comments for all of us, because you can't see all the comments that get generated from the channel like I do here. It all gets clumped on one page, and I see it over the days, of the weeks, of the months, of the years, and you don't have access to that. Like maybe you go into one video, you see one comment. I want to show you and reveal to you what I find truly amazing, and what are the common themes that run through all the comments for all of us, right? This community. And I found this so heartwarming and tear-jerking and goosebumps. There actually came 6 things that became very common themes that run through the comments for all of us. One, and what I find amazing, I'm only on YouTube, so these are just people who have just stumbled on a video and have just stayed on the videos. And this is not an advertised channel. I just want to say it's not like I'm on other social medias. So this is like a selective group. When you look at this card, it's the community that makes the Free Spirit channel up organically. This is the common themes that run through all the comments for all of us. Number 1, most of us are not surrounded by people who believe in this or value this or are even interested in this. And I found that to be so meaningful, that most of us are scattered all across the world and the globe, and a lot of us, our families don't believe in this, our friends don't believe in this, people around you don't believe in this, they don't value this, they're not even interested in this. Okay, so number 2, this makes us censored, quiet, holding it all in. We really are very much censored, quiet, holding it all in the majority of our lives. Number 3, we receive and internalize that what we experience, because of all that, we receive and internalize that our experience is not valued or to be heard in some way. And that is really deep when you think about it. That everything that you value, everything you're experiencing is not valued or to be heard in some way. Number 4 is beyond that, like that's not bad enough. It is all those things that we ironically value the most. So it's not like you just don't want to hear about my interest in cars or something. This is actually, ironically, what at our core, what we value the most. It's love, it's spirit, it's connection, it's truth. So beyond that, it's what we ironically value the most. It's love, it's spirit, it's connection, it's truth, right? So number 5, that it's amazing to somehow find others who speak the same language and feel the same things. Like, I was noticing that a lot. I mean, just to find people who get what you're saying. I know I say that a lot in the comments in return, like, I'm just so relieved that you even get what I'm saying. I take it for granted that you even understand the vocabulary or the words that I say. Like, I actually notice that when I do videos on the channel. I'm taking a lot for granted from the get-go before I even start a video. Like, I'm taking for granted you're coming from the same place, you understand my words, you get my vocabulary, you're gonna get, it's gonna land. I say that all the time. It's like a shorthand that I would never ever use those words or do with the people that are around me. It's like I'm taking a lot for granted of like who is actually listening on the other side, and that is truly amazing. Number 5 is truly amazing that I somehow find others who speak the same language and feel the same things. And I know in response you're saying to me in one sentence something, I totally get it, but somebody else wouldn't. So that's really truly extraordinary. It is like a different language. It is. It's taking a lot for granted that the person is actually coming from the same loving place or has experienced similar things and they get what you're saying. I mean, that in itself is priceless. And number 6, it's important and almost therapeutic and definitely validating to find others who feel the same. It is so therapeutic and it is so validating. Yeah, because just besides what is even said or shared, this is the whole part, the whole crux of it. Besides what, like the content, what is even said or shared, it's just the very act of being able to freely speak or share for real, spiritually, is so very therapeutic and actually validating. And why is this validation so important? Because to me, it's like an explanation point to all you privately get, right? A confirmation, a validation from another person outside of you. And also the second thing, because no one likes to feel all alone in their experience. And the third thing also is because everyone wants and needs to feel heard and valued in some way. And this part gets me because a lot of people have experienced this, and this comes up a lot in the comments that's so similar in our environments. Many of us, when trying to speak, can speak to a point, right? You can speak to a point. And I find myself doing that even on this channel. Like, I'm very selective. I don't even post everything. And some things I actually am, afterwards I have anxiety. Like, should I have posted that? Like, there's something that has really happened where we have been really censored a lot. Many of us, when trying to speak, we can speak to a point. And then only picking words very carefully too. So not to step on someone's belief or be met with rolling eyes or snorts that you have taken for far too long, right? There's something that is actually very, very demeaning and very, very devaluing when receiving that in return over and over again in response, especially when you're often just trying to help or encourage or support in some way. It is actually so minimizing and so disempowering and so many other adjectives. It can feel like all your efforts are in vain or that no one wants to hear anything from you. And to know you know others, right? That there's a place, a person, or people where you are free to speak, to share, that others will get it, receive it, have experienced it to themselves. It is just so extremely therapeutic and validating in itself. Like, never mind what is even being said or shared. It's just the act, the freeness is just so therapeutic and validating in itself. And more than that, it gives you back things that may have been taken along the way. And this gives me chills too. For one, that you can't be heard. For 2, that what you know or experience is not even important. And for 3, that you are alone in feeling and getting all this. It's claiming back all that. It's truly very freeing and very therapeutic and very validating. And it's almost like now it's okay if still surrounded by that to some degree, right? That if people don't get it, they don't understand, you don't speak it, you're kind of okay, you understand that they're not open to it. It's almost like that's okay now that you're still surrounded by that to some degree, because you now have an undercurrent of validation and empowerment running underneath it all now. And it's now enough to sustain. It's now enough to sustain. And that just gave me chills, because there's something about that where if you just know, and I know we're only online connecting this way, but if you do have that, like this card says, like that community, that undercurrent, there's something else where now if you're still surrounded by it, you now have an undercurrent of validation and empowerment running underneath it all now, and it's now enough to sustain. It's now enough to sustain. I'm just really happy that we can really do that for each other here, and I do believe, when reading all the comments, I do believe all of us, including myself, all of us need that in many, many, many ways. In many, many ways we needed that. Yeah, so I wanted to share this because this is such an ongoing theme and summation of the comments of everyone over time, and it is such a commonality. And it's just such a commonality. For us, speaking and sharing for real here spiritually is so validating in itself. And just to get to feel free to speak and share for real is in itself just so validating. And I think we all needed it and need it to sustain. I do. So I just wanted to share that because there is a community. And even if you just see like 1 or 2 comments on one video, what I'm saying is the community of comments throughout the whole channel is just all of that. There's an undercurrent here that's really supporting people in validating them. And so if you, I just find that. And it's not even what, again, like the whole message to this is, it's not even what is being shared. It is just to get to feel free to speak and share is very validating. And that's what I really wanted to touch on. So I wanted to share this with you. For us, speaking and sharing for real here spiritually is so validating in itself. That's it. It's in the title, in itself. For us, speaking and sharing for real here spiritually is so validating in itself. And thank you. And thank you. I feel like we're doing that for each other and for whoever who might stumble on a video also. And I wish you the best. I wanted to share this. Take care. Bye-bye.